PhaseVille is the fourth challenge of the Lambda Cup 2018 hosted on runthinkshootlive.com. And for this challenge, the entrants had a limited amount of time, a few weeks, to make a map that followed 4 different phases. And I'll show what each of the options were on screen, because there was like 3 options per phase and there was 4 phases. So as you can see on screen, they could pick one from each for each phase, and at the end, obviously, you'll either live, die, or the fate will be unknown. I think, if I can remember correctly. But you'll see it on screen, so you can look at that. And I think there's 15 entries. So we've got the Multiverse Learning Center, which we won't play because we've played that before. Yeah, so there's a bonus entry at the end. So there's 14 entries and a bonus entry, and we'll work our way through them. Now, just for anyone who might be new to this channel, what I do is I go through the maps and I give feedback to the mappers, and which might help other people watching, and I'll nitpick at every single little problem. So if you want to see gameplay, or just someone playing the game as a normal person would, I'm sure there's other videos of PhaseVille going up that you can watch. But this is for feedback and criticism and nitpicking. So let's get into entry number 1, or although it says entry number 2, this is called Found. Okay. I didn't quite catch what the writing said. I mean, I'm not going to go on and on and on and on about the writing. I guess for the different categories and whatnot, and phases, sometimes writing may be necessary, but as long as it's up on, up for long enough that I can read it, then that'll be fine. So we're just going to head out. Instantly we're met with... not entirely sure what this thing is, but it looks like it's going to be used for something. Is it like a cable car type monorail system or something like that? I honestly don't know. But it's clear, it's kind of... if it's not being used, then that would be a shame, because it's... well, not front and centre, but it's certainly quite a dominant feature of this area of the map. Anyway, this is also a very dominant feature. Wait a minute, haven't we been here before? So we need the gas canister. I'm not entirely sure if we've seen it yet. I wouldn't think it'd be back in there. It would be... probably up there somewhere. I'm just wondering how we're going to get up there. I mean, we do get given a fair amount... oh, we can't just put that on there. Okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. But we can... there we go. It was right there. I thought we were going to have to make it to the top. And there we go. There's a trigger there that means that you don't have to slot it in instantly. Now, we didn't actually look at where this rope goes. Actually, I did. But I didn't mention it. And I just realised now it's going to this thing. I didn't actually pick up on that, and I should have. That was kind of obvious. Although it is glitching through the board for some reason. So it is... yeah, this thing has now opened, and we can climb in it. Okay. There is a bit of lag on my end. I am sorry. I'm not going to attempt to fix it. So, I'm not sure if we're going to be told in each of these maps what the phases are through writing, or if we're just going to have to guess. I mean, as I say, well, I don't think I did say, but I can't actually remember every single one of the phases and all that, and the categories. If that was intentional, that's actually like really, really cool. Okay, that was 2 shots too many. I missed. That was really cool how you could see that the zombie walking into the thing, the trap. And it's taking us on a bit of a tour of the town. I thought we were going to keep going. Or maybe we are. There is a bit of track here. And it's given us a lot of exploding barrels. Oh wow. I don't know where this guy was. Oh, he's down there. I couldn't see him because of the fire, you see. Ah, over there. It might have been that guy. I guess it's keeping you kind of locked in here so you don't fall out, and because I guess if you fall out you'd have to start again, but if these barriers weren't here, you'd feel more vulnerable as the player, I guess. I'm just wondering if we should be firing back or if this is just a set piece. I think we should try and get him. I quite like the idea that they sent this guy in to kind of get rid of all the zombies. Oh, there's 2 guys up there. But yeah, that's like his purpose is to kind of nuke the town. There is a lot going on, but it's all very controlled, more or less. And this thing's much more user-friendly than you'd initially expect, because I thought this was going to be a nightmare to fight the chopper. But actually, it wasn't actually bad, like managing to get the, you know, bombs, mines, whatever you want to call them. Okay, I don't think I'm going to be able to get them. Alright, I quite liked that, actually. I really liked that. I mean, I never felt under too much stress, except for there at the end with the chopper and the... you know, the blackhead crabs. Now, if I was playing on hard, it might have been a very different story. So that's one thing to take into account, is difficulty. So someone might spend... a bit longer at that, and it might not be as good. But for me, that setup was very good. Right, we'll leave the other guy and just head off. Alright, I don't know why there was like a combine soldier. Maybe he was fighting them beforehand. And the door just opened for some reason. And there's like stuff hidden away, so if the player searches, they'll get rewarded for that, basically, which is always a good thing to add. In fact, it's a really good thing to add. It's good how, for instance, a lot of these Combine soldiers have been used in a vertical manner. There could be something better blocking off the clip brush here. I don't know, anything, just like a fence or something, because you would never, yeah, like a fence would be good because you can see through it, shoot through it, look through it, yeah, but you can't move through it. So that would be a good idea to block off instead of having the player hitting the brush. I mean, I do agree that sometimes using the brush is necessary. Like, if it was like really high up, so up there, absolutely, and so if the player got boxes and stuff, I do believe using a clip brush there is a good idea. Because, you know, you clearly can't get over there at all, unless you like really, really, really try. But over there, it looks like you can just run over there and all that. This is not going to end well for me. I don't know how much damage it would do. Let's find out. No, not that much. Because if it did more damage, you'd need to find it. Well, maybe you wouldn't. Maybe it is, you know, a good challenge to try and run past your own trap. I guess that was kind of something in Half-Life 2 when you could turn on and off Grigori's traps and stuff, actually. So maybe it's not a bad thing that you could clearly get hit, but also it doesn't do very much damage, so I guess that is fine. Okay, now we've got... This is one of these things you want to review your surroundings, and it's giving you plenty of space to look around, and, you know, we can say, oh, we can go down here, we can explore down here. I don't know, these cars seem to be making a sound. For some reason I took damage there. I don't know, maybe it's a prop glitch, or maybe they're in the ground and, you know, I don't know. So there's cars down here. I'm just wondering if they mean anything, or if we are reading too much into the situation. Because there was this thing. We should probably just put bricks, because there was a brick on the other end. That would, you know, which signals that putting a brick on here is, you know, a decent thing to do. Can we get that brick back? Or is this thing incredibly deep? Because I don't just want to jump. Because that I'd make a fool of myself, and you know, that would not be good. Oh, right, the time is now. Can you get out of here? Okay, I think there should be a way out, if there isn't one. If there isn't, yeah, if you fall in, I believe the player should have the chance to get back out again. It does slightly. Yeah, slightly. I guess I was trying to compensate for that too hard. And then of course we could just move this off and it'd fall in. Ooh, nice surprise attack there. That's what these things are good at. Because, you know, if you walk into a room and you see a black head crab, you think, oh gee, I'll avoid that. But if you don't see it, then it's more of an impact, and it can actually be used a lot more effectively. Can you actually move this? You see, having these zombies in an open area, going back, this kind of relates to what I was just saying. Zombies are most effective when they're not surprise attack, but like at a closer range where you can't see them and you have to think. Not these guys. These guys are good for long range open areas, but these zombies, open areas just don't really work. Because what I see a lot of people doing is filling open areas with these smaller, slower zombies. It rarely is effective at creating a fun combat scenario or even a challenging combat scenario. But this area seems too open for zombies. Now I get the impression, I'm not sure where that thing landed. I think something, one of these shell things landed. I'm not sure if this area is going to be used again, but at the moment, with the zombies, it's not that fun. I'm going to move in and get some health. Don't think I'm in any danger. It's good that it kind of highlights where you can get the health as kind of a... a good place to go and... Okay, so finding this actually triggered something, which makes sense, because having this thing trigger when you didn't have it would not be a good thing. I mean, there's not very many easy ways of doing it, but it just doesn't make sense. It's like, oh, you pick up this thing and then suddenly that happens, but then again, it's a necessity, as I've said, so... Are they fighting? I'm not sure what these guys are doing. I guess it from a tactical point of view, it makes sense. You'd shell the area, and while these guys, who aren't very good, try and put me off, these guys can shoot. So actually, from a kind of fun gameplay perspective, it's actually very good. There we go, easy boss fight. But again, I'm playing on a easy difficulty because obviously the point is not my skill. The point is the maps, and it's I can judge this area because we've been around it enough. This area would be a decent place for a boss fight. There's plenty of areas to go. I'm not sure what's going on. I think this could be a glitch, and a very unfortunate glitch at that. Alright, here we are. I think this is going to be the real thing from now on. I don't know why he died like the first couple of times. And I think there is a fight going on above our heads. In a very... I'm not going to lie, not the best looking helicopter, but that's... The point is, if this was a full mod, obviously the offer of this would obviously make a real thing. So I guess a lot of these builds are in fact proof of concept ideas. Now, I'm not sure if these guys are supposed to be taking this guy down. Also, this is breaking... Oh wait, no it's not. Because if he hadn't dropped the mines, then it'd be, well, actually, I'll go over that once I've defeated him. because, again, talking and playing is not my forte. Oh, missed. There we go, at long last. Yeah, so shooting one of these guys with a rocket launcher isn't really done, but if the health gets taken down, if you can take the health down, then that would be good. I mean, I know I had it in the mod. I think it was Misnomer we did it, and I disagreed, but yeah. But no, I mean, then he started dropping the mines and it became alright. And then we get in here. Thank you. Stop giving me ammo! Okay, so that map was actually really fun. I actually really enjoyed that map. There were parts of it that were, needed more work, but at the end, in that big area, I think if there weren't any zombies to start with, I think the zombies to start with were pointless. I think you should just go straight into the battle, basically. And obviously, the shelling of the head crab canisters was fine. That was good. And then obviously the two fights and the helicopter idea was actually quite good, and obviously we survived it in the end. Okay, the next entry is called Relic 17. Okay. Here we go. It's going to be one of those maps. Yes, I'm judging it immediately. Relic 17. Nice little courtyard out there. I was hoping you could throw it out the window, but you can't. And I guess you can't just jump over these. I like that low quality NPC model. I think it was only used once or twice. Like, it was once obviously in Black Mesa East, and then once during one of the battle courtyards in City 17 when you're fighting with rebels and you've got to put a bridge down. But that's the only two I'm aware of. Obviously, it's probably in much more than that, but they're the only two I've seen. Well, laundry gets taken here, obviously. Yep, that makes sense. So we'll press on. Okay. Is it done? I mean, the premise for this map isn't the most inspiring. Get your dirty laundry washed into the washing machine. Okay, now things are starting to... Oh, it's one of... Oh! This is cool. It's one of these... How should I say it? It's kind of a creepy neighbour map. It's a theme that's been done before, where you've got a creepy neighbour, or a neighbour who's a bit strange, and you have to somehow... you have to somehow interact with them in some weird way. I'm sure it's been done more than once. Now we're in the sewers. You don't see this theme an awful lot. You know, like the textures and stuff. You see, the thing is, the only thing driving me forward right now is I want to know what on earth's going on, but there's not actually any, you know, gameplay incentive in this map. And I get it's supposed to be kind of a joke. Well, not a joke. No, sorry, I take that back. It's kind of a more comical mod. Here's a bit of gameplay. Turn the valve. It's good. And I actually outline storeroom loading utilities, which obviously this way is going to be the valve. Where did it say? In the office. So office. That was back there, I think. We'll go and turn. I don't think we can. I've got to go downstairs. If they could actually turn, maybe I just stopped that one. But that would be good if they could. But it's easy to do. It's just, as far as I'm aware, it's easy. I mean, I've done it before, many times. And you can't get in the office, but you can from that side, I presume, which is good. You know, you're working out, so the first thing you see is, well, you see the note that says, come and see me in the office. And chances are, you've tried, you know, you've tried the office door. So actually, yeah, it's all very clear, and it makes the goals as clear as possible. Obviously, there's no other thing we can do except throw bricks at the window. Took a bit longer than I would have thought, but there we go. And we can find the password. 2379, 2379, 2379. Shall we write that down? It's 2... I just noticed that. So I guess that's why we need to get into here, 2379. I don't think we need to learn the code. Or do we? You've actually got to push the buttons. It's kind of like, I think, what you have to do in like BioShock and stuff like that, which isn't bad. At least it's not been done in a lot of mods. Okay, it looks as if there's some puzzle here where we've got to get the battery, I'm guessing. I mean, there is a light shining down on the battery, which is good. You know, signaling on what to do. But somehow we need to get this thing up and running. Can't close that door. Okay, so push the lever. Push the button. These things come flying out. Get the battery. Wait, can we go out here? No, we can't, because it's a textured door, which means that you basically can't. Although some people do, and I don't know why. I'm not sure why the battery disappeared. Surely the battery would hold in place, because it actually says that I missed that. Well, I didn't miss it. I saw it, but it didn't quite click. But at least if I didn't know what to do, that would help. And then you open that thing. But no, it just opens to find this weird thing. So it's that bit actually included a decent amount of gameplay and thinking, which wasn't bad at all. Have we crashed? We better not have. Oh good, we've not. We're in another dimension. Oh, I don't know why that thing just fell. Oh, whew. That was scary. And that's it ending. I don't know, I would have liked some closure. You know, it was a fun setup, you know. Putting the thing in the laundry in the washing machine and then going to another dimension. There was a good bit of puzzles in there. Not the most exhilarating stuff. Now we're on Mutual Place. Again, I completely forgot about the phase part of that. I am sorry if I keep doing that. But, you know, I mean, these maps themselves, you know, you can rate them on the theme. So we're in like a nice train station. This is done very well to get the aesthetic of the train station at the start. It's quite nice. Are we going to get on a train? Okay, so phase 1 is, if you can't remember, it's find, escape, or ride. So I presume this is us riding an elevator? Is that how it works?
When this is all over, who am I kidding?
I like that line. And they're having a conversation. That's what I like. I like setting up NPCs with like the limited dialogue that there is to kind of have conversations.
You're just in time, Doc. We've got to move out before the Combine picks us up. We're just getting ready to pull out. Let's get a move on. Got to clear out before they target us.
It is difficult to kind of keep track of the themes, the phases rather, whilst playing. I should have probably learnt them all. Oh well, I don't know why these... I guess it's because, yeah, these things, it actually makes sense. If you put like the prop, but I usually make these... Sorry, nitpicking, yeah. I now know what people mean.
I thought we'd never make it. Follow me. Looks like you're gonna be the last one through. Better get going now.
So far, I actually fairly, you know, I'm fairly enjoying the kind of setup of this. It's something that really appeals to me, the whole escape. I mean, if obviously there was more time, that part of the start should have been longer and more immersive. But, you know, as it stands, it was fine for a challenge such as this. Oh. That was good. A nice set piece. Always includes stuff like that where you can see enemies but you can't interact with them. Because stuff like that just makes the world feel more alive. So obviously we didn't need to fight them. Obviously we don't have a weapon, so we couldn't. But even then, you know, it was a good set piece. I wonder if we'll ever be able to pick that up. Or if it'll be one of these things we have to come back for later. Which I would always like to do something like that in a map where you can't reach something until you have a certain weapon, but I always get the feeling people would get a bit confused. Or, you know, they'd complain and be like, oh, we should be able to get that. Oh, there we go. No, I'm not entirely sure what that did. Something to do with the monitors. Okay, I am confused. So I wonder what happens if we go back. Can we go back up here? Can we go down here? So it looks like we can't go down there at all. But it has stopped though. I'm not sure how that's connected to that thing though. That's a bit strange. So if I were to turn it on, and then this fan is working, and obviously if we fall into it we die. That's perfect sense. Yeah, for some reason I could not get down. Maybe it was the positioning of the fan, in which case something needs to be done about that. There we go. And then we've got to turn it back on. Okay, and then that opens the... It's a very slow moving part, which isn't bad. It's not bad at all.
Warning. Malignant viral interface bypass detected.
So I guess that was evade,
Call the program
or descend, or something like that.
sterilized and containment fields may be compromised.
I guess we're locked in here and we should be looking out the window.
Version warning. Airwatch
Or we should be trying to find a way out. Oh, no, we should be.
required.
Oh, they're ready, they've got us.
Ground units deprioritize exit containment. Hold for override code.
I don't know if that was the purpose of this, because you walk out, you go towards the lightest part first, in this instance here. Because that's the thing that kind of draws your attention. You think, well, I'll go here, instead of just rounding the corner immediately. And you don't have a look at this thing at all. Because I think, oh no, it's open. I was going to say, I think you can't go that way. But it must be something... Alright, yeah. That's why these things were covering the door. Because it didn't want you going this way immediately. And obviously then you turn back and start going this way. Now, here we go. We see the lambda symbol. Here's some crates. I mean, I know it just leads to the... You know, the... Oh, what do you call it? The crossbow or whatever, but... I'd like, you know, it'd be good to kind of show you it. So this is what we saw earlier, and we actually came round and got it. And as I was saying, the reason why is I think some people would sit at that end and like try and hit it, or try and get it and be like, oh, I can't get it, what's the point in having it here? But you know, I mean, it was really clever how it was done, and I do like stuff like that. Then there's a bit of a side area with stuff to find for those who look.
Contact lost in block 3. Deploy.
Did that turret just take him out? That is crazy. Oh, I hate getting snagged on stuff like that. Because if I don't have the gravity gun, then I can't really move these things out the way. There we go, at last. It's not very user-friendly to have that. Again, hiding stuff is good. I'm just not sure what kind of location. Are we still in the train station? That's one thing. Did we just walk into the prison? Because I thought we were trying to escape. If we tried to escape and accidentally came out in like a prison, then that's like the worst luck anyone could have. I don't know where he's gone. But it's good how it's kind of split up the part of the map into, you know, with fences, so you can't just run anywhere. You've got to kind of make ground when fighting. Are we supposed to free these people? Oh well, we freed them, so that was fine. That's good. I mean, I guess there was the option that you didn't have to save them, and that would maybe affect the outcome of the, you know, the map. I don't know, to be honest. So we're on map number 2 in this entry. There's the G-Man over there, just chilling out. Oh. I would have thought that would have signified something up. I do like this environment. This environment's actually really good. And the music that was picked is a good choice, a really good choice in fact. I mean, I actually really like this, just with the G-Man. It's very isolated. It's very scary. Well, not scary as in, you know, horror movie scary, but just a bit creepy. This whole area has a bit of an unnervingness to it, and I do like it. I really like it. Oh. Die. There's just that air that something's going to happen. Oh, he's back again. Not another G-Man orientated one. Well, I say that as if it's a bad thing. It's not. Well, usually. Oh, is that the G-Man's briefcase down there? Probably not. But it's a very slow pace, but it's fast enough that you're not doing nothing. But a lot of effort has gone into this entry. I mean, it's a complete. It almost feels like a completely different entry to the entry. You know, that you're at the beginning of this entry is what I'm trying to say. Okay. And these barnacles are placed there just for interaction, so the player knows that they've got to move around them. It's not just a clear, you know, run. And here that there's still ambient noise in the background, constantly keeping the player on edge. Right. Is that door open? Or what? Guess we've got to use barrels. For some reason. I hate when barrels do this, it's just so annoying. One thing I would say is these guys weren't introduced in a very interesting manner. They were just there. If you could find an interesting way of introducing them, that would be amazing. It would just make it like something a bit different. Now this corridor is scary because it's got a light around the corner, but it's not like fully lit up all the way around there. It's kind of got its light and dark, making it very eerie. Yeah. That's a good way of introducing a zombie or any enemy. What did I get? Did he die already? Gee, this is uneasy. Yeah, some interesting, like falling from the ceiling, opening a door, anything like that is good. And you're kind of being guided by the G-Man. Oh, this room, if you want my prediction, we're gonna go in and get completely wrecked. Yeah, it was. I called that, and I haven't played these before, by the way, just to, you know, for reference. But that was kind of set up. It's like there's a light on a health charger in a very small room, and you can see nowhere else that you could progress. It was like that area in Half-Life 1. You go in and the marine guys wreck you. But that was like, yo, I called it. I think this is where this is like inspired. buy that. Oh, Fate Unknown. That map was, or entry, because there's two maps. If I say map, usually I mean entry, just for reference. That entry was really enjoyable for some reason. Well, I know what reasons. Just the way it was set up at the start, where you're in the train station. It's you're kind of being shepherded by the citizens to escape, and then you had the whole fighting in the Nova Prospect type area, and then that creepy bit at the end, which I thoroughly enjoyed. It wasn't like peak, scariness, but it doesn't have to be. And the level that it had there was very good. Obviously, I called what was going to happen at the end because it's been done a lot, which isn't a bad thing, but if it's done too much, then it can get a bit overwhelming. But yeah, I actually enjoyed that.